Good day everyone and welcome back to Pokémon Brilliant Diamond. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. You rejoin us here just at the mid-section of Route 210, about to head into the north section after clearing the Psyduck in the prior episode. In this episode we're going to go through this route and then we're going to proceed to Celestic Town and then go to Hearthome and do the Hearthome City Gym, which is our next gym challenge. So as you can see, there are a few Pokemon available in this route. There's nothing new for us, however. There is Psyduck available here, as well as Machop, its evolved form in Machoke. You have Bibarel, Meditite, and then at night you have Hoot and Noctowl. Noctowl's a Pokemon we still need to catch for ourselves, but as it's not night time, we can't catch it straight away. We'll look to do that a little bit later on. Within the water areas of this route, there are also Pokemon we've seen before. You can catch Magikarp with your old rod, and you can catch Magikarp and Barboach with the good rod. Of course, we don't have the super rod yet. So one thing to be aware of with this is that within the tall grass, there are a couple of trainers. There are the Ninja Boy type trainers, which are like, they're hidden and they pop out as you go past them. If you see just to the left of our character now, there's almost like a lump in the grass. It's quite difficult to see. I'll show you in a sec. But the lump in the grass here, look. There's an ether, sorry, just on the western side of this route. And there's a lump of grass just above. And in that is a Ninja Boy trainer. This is Ninja Boy Brennan. He uses a Zubat and a Skorupi, both level 25. There are 3 Ninja Boys in this little area. There's another one just here, look, which is Ninja Boy Fabian, who uses 3 Geodudes, 2 level 23 and 1 level 26. Just north of Ninja Boy Fabian, you have a Hyper Potion here. And there's a few other items to be found, which we'll have a quick hunt around for. There are quite a few hidden items within the grass, so if you use your dowsing machine, you should be able to find all of them. The items you can find in the grass, there is, as you saw, an ether, found the Hyper Potion, there is a Super Repel, a Full Heal, and a Burn Heal. So there's a few items to be found. Just here is the Full Heal. And on top of that, if you come out of here and go through this patch of grass here, in the top right hand corner you'll see there was an item just up there. I'll come back and get that in a second. I'm just quickly looking for the final Ninja Boy trainer. I can't spot him right now. I do of course have a Repel running, as we've already seen the Pokemon in this route, so I don't want to face them again. So we'll run up here and we'll quickly just grab this Ultra Ball. And then we'll carry on looking for the Ninja Boy. I can't quite remember where it is he is. I think he's off to the right hand side. If we come up here, there's a foggy section of the route, which we'll do once we finish this first element. I swear he's over here. There he is. I was going to say, I swear he's over here, but I've ran past 5 times and haven't triggered it. There we go. That was Ninja Boy Bruce, who uses a Stunky level 27. Now, continuing on, you'll see here, this section of the route is ridiculously foggy, so you can't see where you're going. You can try and proceed by walking through it, though I wouldn't recommend it. Instead, if you come to your Pokétch, go to the Hidden Machines tab and use the move Defog, which we of course picked up in the Grand Marsh. If you don't have that as of yet, because perhaps you missed that section, just go to the Grand Marsh, enter, and it's just to the right of the entrance. There's someone with green hair you can speak to who gives you this hidden machine. So yeah, we use that and it clears up all the fog and the route just goes straight back to normal. Heading into the route, first off there's a kind of guy with a bandana who does not fight you, he just warns you about the fog. And then just northwest of him is Ninja Boy Joel, who uses 2 Zubat, 1 Skorupi and 1 Golbat between levels of 23 and 25. And then just to the west of them is Ace Trainer Alyssa. She is a Ponyta to begin with, but her second Pokemon is something we haven't seen as of yet. So we'll let this run and see what we can find. You'll note I'm leading my team with Skorupi at the minute. Definitely not a good matchup against Ponyta, as its bug typing is weak to the fire type of Ponyta. So I gotta be careful of that. However, I am trying to get some experience into Skorupi so that I can get him to level 40, which is the level he will evolve into Drapion. I also need him to do some get some battles under his belt so he gets some EVs or effort values, which will help his stats. And the second Pokemon is Grottle. So Grottle is the mid-stage evolution of the Pokemon Turtwig, of course one of the starter Pokemon. If you didn't pick Chimchar as your starter like I did, then you likely will have seen Grottle, of course, through either having it on your own team or by facing it with your rival. As I did pick Chimchar, I'm yet to see this, so I need to battle this trainer in order to get it registered into my Pokedex. So, continuing on from Ace Trainer Alyssa, if we just go up these stairs, you'll see there's 2 trainers running around. If you get spotted by either of them, then you will engage in a double battle with them. And they also use an interesting team, which we haven't seen before, and actually a pretty powerful team for the level that we're at. They're only level 27, however the 2 Pokemon themselves are very strong, obviously being final stage evolutions. We have Gyarados, the final form of Magikarp, which is a water and flying type, and we have Raichu, which is the first time we've seen this, and that's the final stage evolution of Pikachu. We've gone out with Togepi and Skorupi, which is not exactly ideal, as both being lower evolutions. They aren't particularly strong despite being levels above the opposition. Holy moly, you can see what damage that Raichu can do. And I think we're going to lose Skorupi here. We are indeed, and that's not ideal. Because of course that means he won't get any experience from this battle now. Togepi doesn't really have any strong moves at the minute, so I'm just going to keep using Metronome and see what happens. This is quite entertaining, and there you go, Seed Flare manages to take out Raichu. I do enjoy the move Metronome. It's a bit gimmicky, but it's quite a fun move. So Togepi wants to use the move Follow Me, which when used makes the opposition target only yourself. It's a move which is designed purely just for the double battle mechanic, which of course we're not experiencing particularly often, so I'm definitely not going to learn it. I am going to revive Skorupi during this battle here, just to so he gets some experience from Gyarados. And then Electabuzz's Thunder Punch should take it out in one go. There we go. You can see why I'm trying to train up Skorupi a little bit, as he is very weak and gets taken down far too easily. Once he evolves into Drapion, he should get much better defensive stats, so he should be a little bit more hardy, but whilst Skorupi, the bug typing, unfortunately does make him very, very weak. Anyway, that's double team Zach and Jen. If we continue up the stairs, just north of them, you do face against this trainer here, which is Ace Trainer Ernest. And for the 3rd time in a row, he has a unique Pokemon, which is good to see. And the unique Pokemon is the first one he sends up, which is Mothim. Mothim is a bug and flying type Pokemon. It has pretty average stats. It has decent attack and special attack, around 94, but HP, defense, special defense and speed are all poor, so I wouldn't recommend using this. Mothim is also one of the final forms of Burmy, the other final form being Wormadam, which we've found previously. Male Burmy evolve into Mothim and female Burmy evolve into Wormadam. So we've switched to Infernape here, as of course the bug typing is weak to fire type. So as we've taken this out, which we will do here, we'll see the other two Pokemon used by Trainer Ernest. This is an Onix up next, and then he also uses a Luxio. So the next two we're going to switch across to Hippodon, which I don't think you guys have seen used particularly often, as of course I mainly used it when we were in the Grand March. Hippodon is extremely fun to use in my opinion. Ground type, uses Sandstream, which causes gradual damage to the opposition, and it also has extremely high defensive stats, so it just takes hit after hit whilst also maintaining a reasonably good attack. I would definitely recommend using it for your team if you're looking for a ground type, if you're not planning on using Garchomp. Garchomp, of course, is the dragon and ground type Pokemon, almost a pseudo legendary in how strong it is. So I imagine many of you have it penciled in for your teams. But if you're not planning on using him and want to try something different, then definitely give Hippodon a shout. Garchomp also can't be obtained until much later in the game, so Hippodon can do a job until then. So that's Ace Trainer Ernest out the way. If we proceed across the bridge near him, I'm actually going to take Skorupi out of the firing line for a little bit, I think. It's taken enough damage for now. So you'll see these little notches here. There is an item at the base of that, but we're unable to go down there currently as we do not have the hidden machine for rock climb. So we're going to come across the bridge and then come across the bicycle bridge here, which brings us into contact with Ninja Boy Davido, who uses one Pokemon, which is a level 27 Dustox. Along the next bridge, you can see there are two rocks which need smashing, and then there's this item here. You should definitely come this way and pick up this item as you find TM30, which is Shadow Ball. So Shadow Ball is a really strong ghost type special move, which deals very high damage, and so I would definitely recommend using it. And it should make use of the high special attack most ghost Pokemon have. If you're using a Pokemon like Gengar, this is definitely the move for you if it hasn't learned it by itself already. So coming back, if we go down the southern path, we come up against Black Belt Adam, who uses a Machoke, level 29. And if you then go down the stairs just to his west and come back to the lower section, we can face off against Ninja Boy Nathan, who uses a Crobat and a Golbat, both level 25. Just next to him is an item, which is a Smoke Ball. A Smoke Ball is an item that if you give it to your first Pokemon that's coming into battle, it makes it easier for you to run away from battle. Following along the path, we then come up against two more trainers, which are Birdkeeper Brianna, who uses Hoot Hoot and its evolved form Noctowl, both level 27, and then Veteran Brian, who uses a Buizel, a Girafarig, and a Machoke, all level 26. North of Veteran Brian is some berry trees, which if you see here, there's quite a few berries that we have yet to see before, so these are quite unique. We'll pick all of these up and then have a run through of their usage. Of course, we have seen Chesto and citrus berries before. I think there's quite a few berries that we haven't run through that we have, so if we have a look at those, we've got Aguav, which restores HP but causes confusion. The Iapapa, exactly the same effect. The Pomeg, which makes your Pokemon more friendly, but reduces the effort values on your Pokemon's HP. We spoke about citrus before. We have the Mago Berry, which some Pokemon hate the taste. We have Aspir, which heals freezing, and the Figgy, which a lot of these have exactly the same effect, in that they cause confusion if your Pokemon doesn't like the taste. So, proceeding on. You'll see the exit here to Route 210. There was an item just by the river down there, along with another trainer. However, we cannot access that yet, as we do not have the hidden machine for rock climb. So we are now in Celestic Town. I'm going to quickly heal up my Pokemon before proceeding, as there are a couple of battles upcoming. There are a few items you can achieve around here. First up, in the Pokemon Center, now once we've healed up, if you speak to this man over here, if you have a Pokemon that is very friendly with you in your first slot, of course I have Infernape, he will give you a Great Ball. Then if you head out, we can head across here, and we will first come up with and speaking to this old lady, and she says that there's a man saying he will blow up the town with a bomb. And of course we know who this is going to be. This is going to be a Team Galactic member. He's apparently stood outside the ruins, which if we come around here we can see there is indeed a Team Galactic member stood outside the ruins. The left and right path have no kind of significance. We're going to deal with the Team Galactic member in a minute. For now, we're going to quickly run up here, and we're going to enter the Northwest House. So Celestic Town doesn't have a Pokemart, but what it does have here is this little shop building, which sells some basic supplies. Nothing unique, nothing great. If you're going to buy any items, I'd recommend using Fly to go to Veilstone's store instead. And then the other man within this store here, if you speak to him, he will give you an item. So he could give you one of 3 items. If you speak to him in the morning, he will give you the Choice Specs. The Choice Specs are an interesting item in that they really raise your special attack. However, they lock you into only using one move. So make sure you're using them on a Pokemon that you're only going to use one move on. Again, these are given if you speak to him in the morning. If you speak to him in the afternoon, he will give you the Black Glasses, which boost the power of Dark-type moves. And if you speak to him in the evening, he will give you the Wise Glasses. The Wise Glasses boost the power of all special moves. So if you come back at various times of day, you can get all of these items. Anyway, coming back down to the ruins, we're now going to speak to the Galactic Grunt who was threatening to blow up the town. And we're going to clear him away from the ruins. He is using a Beautifly here, level 25, which of course we've seen before. And his second Pokemon isn't really much better. He uses a Krogunk, level 27. Of course, we've experienced these Pokemon a few times before, and we know they're not particularly strong, so we can take them out easily. Team Galactic aren't really a threat unless you're facing off against one of their commanders, who use much stronger teams. That's useful. So Skorupi is trying to learn Cross Poison, which is actually his first poison type proper attack, which is good because I wanted to use Skorupi when it becomes Drapion in order to counter the fairy typing. As I didn't have a steel type in my team, I thought poison was the next best thing. Oh, excellent. Speaking of fairy types, Togepi is evolving. So if you have a Togepi yourself and you're looking to get this to happen, to get it to evolve, you have to raise it to high friendship. So I'd recommend using it in a few battles, like I have with the double battles, and also giving it the item the Soothe Bell, which improves friendship as you run around. And my Togepi has now evolved into a Togetitch, and is trying to learn the move Fairy Wind, which will be a good fairy type attack, as it doesn't have particularly useful attacks at the minute. So it's only 40 damage, but an attack is an attack, I suppose. So Togetitch is the mid-evolved form of Togepi, and in order to evolve it again, we need to find a shiny stone. and that's the Team Galactic grunt pushed out of Celestic Town. And now the old lady comes back, and she gives us our thanks for clearing him out. And she also says that she is Cynthia's grandmother and the elder of this town. So we can now hand over the old charm that Cynthia gave us to deliver. The whole reason we came down here, really. So apparently the old charms are linked to a mythical deity that created the entirety of Sinnoh. To learn more, we're actually going to come into the ruins here, and we're going to have a quick look at the mural on the back of the wall, which clearly shows 3 Pokemon surrounding some kind of power in the centre. So, for those of you who've played the game before, you all know what the 3 Pokemon around the outside are. For now, I'm not going to spoil the content. There existed a being so powerful, it was considered a deity at the time. Opposing this was 3 Pokemon. The 3 kept balance with the 1 as they were in a triangle. It is an ancient legend of Sinnoh, still told to this day in Celestic Town. And after listening to her, she will give us some TM95s, which is the move Surf, and she will also add the hidden machine Surf to our Pokédex. This is obviously huge, as now we can finally cross across water and seas. However, we do need to first obtain the Hearthome Gym Badge before we can use this. So of course, what we're going to do now is we're going to head across to Hearthome City and get the Hearthome City Gym Badge in order to allow us to use Surf. We are also going to use TM95 to give the move to Manaphy, as Surf is a powerful special based attack. It has 90 base power and 100 accuracy, so we can use this and replace Water Gun to give Manaphy a much stronger attack. So yeah, we're now going to proceed to Hearthome City, and we're going to face off against Fantina to try and get the Hearthome City Gym Badge. First up, however, this man is back. There appears to be an insignificant struggle here. Everyone should step back and view things from a bigger perspective. Yes, a bigger perspective. One that is on the scale of the universe. My name is Cyrus. I seek the power to create a new world. A world without strife. However, that power seems to be unavailable here. We met before, yes. It was at Mount Coronet. If you discover any power derived from the legend of Sinnoh, tell me. For that power is what I need to create my new world. So now we know that this man is called Cyrus and he's with Team Galactic. We, of course, from the way he's speaking, you can link that to what some of the grunts are saying about their boss, and we can just draw the link that Cyrus is probably one of the bosses, either the big boss or one of the bosses of Team Galactic. But we'll ignore him for now and we'll proceed on. First up, we're going to head just to the west of Celestic Town to Route 211, because there is a couple of interesting things available here. First up, there is a couple of berry trees, so 8 more berries available for us to pick up. There is, of course, this honey tree, which we can see within the middle of the grassy patch. And now I'm playing my game at night time, we can now face this Pokemon, Noctowl, which is a Pokemon we've yet to pick up for our Pokédex. Noctowl is the evolved form of Hoot Hoot. If you don't play often at night, but you have managed to pick up a Hoot Hoot, of course you can just evolve that. Hoot Hoot evolves at level 20, so it's very easy to obtain. Which can use a Quick Ball here, which normally catches Pokemon pretty sharpish, which it has indeed here. And there we go. So Noctowl's data will be added to the Pokédex. Its eyes are special, they can pick out objects as long as there is the tiniest amount of light. There are a few other Pokemon available in this grass, the ones that we've seen before. So there is Machoke, Graveler, Meditite, Chingling, and Ponyta, and at night, Zubat and Noctowl. At the south of the route, there is a trainer, which is Black Belt Sean. He uses a Krogunk, a Meditite, and a Machoke, between the levels of 27 and 29. To the north here, you can see one of those little hidden patches again, which contains the Ninja Boys. This is Ninja Boy Nick. He uses a Skorupi and a Golbat, both level 27. And then just south of him, there is this Ruined Maniac. This is Ruined Maniac Harry, who uses 1 Bronzor level 30. Now, if you speak to this person just south of Ruined Maniac Harry, you hear a guy convincing himself, I'm strong, I'm strong. And you'll see why. He gives us some TMs. So this is TM77. TM77 contains the move Psych Up, which can basically give your team the same amount of boosts as the opposition. So if an opposition Pokemon was to use Curse, for example, or Work Up to boost some of its stats, if you use Psych Up, you can then get exactly the same boost to your team. And then there's one final trainer on this route, which was Birdkeeper Catherine, who uses a Noctowl level 31. To the west of that route, there was an entrance to Mount Coronet. However, as we don't have strength as of yet, I don't see any point in us entering there, as we need strength to proceed on anyway and get most of the items. So we'll cover that off when we go to Mount Coronet in the future of the storyline. So we've quickly healed up. We can now head off to Hearthome City and try and get the Hearthome City Gym Badge. So the gym is here, just to the east of the Pokémon Center. The gym mainly uses Ghost-type Pokémon, so I'd recommend using something that has a counter to Ghost types. Currently I've got Skorupi at the front. That's because if we can get him to evolve, which is next level, he will be Dark type, which will counter the Ghost typing. But he also has a Dark type move in the form of Night Slash, so you can still use it for now. So this gym works in an interesting way. When you come up, you'll see there's no trainer or anything here, there is just a notice board. If you look at it, there is a sum to be done. So this is what is 3 plus 5 plus 7, which is of course 15. However, there are 3 doors. The first door to the left is the answer 2, the second is the answer 16, and the third is the answer 15. If you go through the wrong door, you will face off against various trainers. So for example, in that door, in the door for 2, you would have faced off against a Gazly level 27 and a Haunter level 29. And on the answer 16, you would have faced off against a Misdreavus level 30. I'm going to take all the correct answers here, because I don't want to face off against the trainers. However, it's worth noting that on the second question and the third question, the trainers use the Pokemon Drifloon. So if you've yet to trigger the Drifloon event, like I did in one of my previous episodes where we found and caught the Pokemon Drifloon, it's recommended that you deliberately get one of these questions wrong and face off against the Drifloon in order to add it to your Pokedex. The Pokemon actually, if you need your team training, these Pokemon are quite strong, or the Pokemon trainers behind the wrong answers. They almost all use Pokemon between levels 26 and 30. Some of the other Pokemon you can face off against are Gengar, Drifblim, the Misdreavus, Haunter, and Gazly. However, we're not going to face off against any of these, we're just going to go straight through to the gym leader. So this is Fantina. Of course, we saw Fantina earlier in one of the episodes where she was stood outside the Hearthome City contest hall. And then she went away, so we weren't able to face her. So for now, we're just going to face off against Drifblim. Now we're going to use Night Slash here. One of the things to be aware of is that all of her Pokemon are designed for a couple of different things. So Drifblim, he uses Will-O-Wisp almost all the time to try and badly burn your Pokemon and do damage over time. He is also a flying and ghost type, so be aware of that. So we use Hex here. Holy moly. And that's Skorupi taken down. I wasn't expecting that to do quite so much damage to Skorupi. I thought he was a bit more defensive than that. But we'll switch to Electabuzz for the electric typing up against the flying type Drifblim. As you can see though, Fantina is clearly quite a few levels above above the gym leaders and trainers we faced previously. Her Pokemon are genuinely quite strong. So it's recommended to not do what I did there and actually use your type matchups properly, because she could actually cause you quite a bit of hassle. So there goes Drifblim again. He's now burnt Electabuzz as well, which is not ideal. But we'll just go straight into a Discharge, I think, which is super effective against Drifblim and takes it down. So that gets that awkward customer out of the way. Drifblim, if you didn't know, is the evolved form of Drifloon. So again, if you haven't got Drifloon, I'd recommend adding it to your Pokedex. And if you want to fill up your Pokedex, you will have to evolve your Drifloon into a Drifblim. The second Pokemon used here by Fantina is Gengar. Gengar, of course, is the evolved form of Ghastly and Haunter, a Pokemon which we obtained last episode when we traded our Haunter across and then back again with another friend. Now this Haunter can be very frustrating as it uses the ability called Cursed Body. So what Cursed Body can do is, if you get hit by a damaging move, there's a 30% chance that Cursed Body will just disable that move, so then that Pokemon can't use that move again. We're struggling a little bit here with Electabuzz being confused and burnt and taking quite a bit of damage. So we're going to swap out and then use Infernape. And Fantina will use a Hyper Potion on Gengar. As you can see, there's Skorupi taken down and now quite a lot of damage done to to Electabuzz, sorry. You can see just how strong her team can be. We're going to use our most powerful move to make sure this Gengar's taken down, and we're going to use Flare Blitz. However, unfortunately for us, Cursed Body then activated, so we're not going to be able to use Flare Blitz on her last Pokemon of the team. Her last Pokemon is another one we haven't yet to see, and it's quite an interesting Pokemon. This is Mismagius, which is the evolved form of Misdreavus. Now you can see we have Flare Blitz disabled, so we're going to have to use Flame Wheel, which is a vastly inferior move damage-wise. And see, it doesn't take it down, which Flare Blitz would have done. And now we're confused, which could make things a little bit more difficult. We also have to watch a little bit, as Mismagius is level 36, which is quite strong. And if I remember rightly, I think Mismagius may know the move Psybeam, which of course is super effective against Infernape, so we're going to have to just watch for that. I don't think it's strong enough to one-hit us, however it would do a hell of a lot of damage. And with us potentially hurting ourselves through confusion, there's always that risk. But thankfully our Quick Claw this time allows us to actually act quicker than Mismagius. And we recovered from confusion at the same time, so a bit of a lucky combo there. But that's Mismagius taken out. And that is Fantina defeated, thankfully. And she celebrates our victory a lot better than most of the other gym leaders do. I am dumbfounded, so very, very strong. You, your Pokemon, so strong. Your power is admirable. I will give you this gym badge. And there we have the Relic Badge, which is our 5th gym badge. We're now really starting to motor through these gyms, which is great. And she also details that we can now use the hidden machine for Surf. And then she gives us the TM for the move Shadow Claw, which is a physical based attack, similar to Shadow Ball apart from being physical based. So that's going to do us for this episode. I really, really hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please hit the like button and please subscribe if you want to see more from this series, as I release episodes every single day at 1 PM. And with that, I will see you in the next episode.